98 Not Out, sponsored by Shepherd Neame, proud supporters of cricket in Essex.
Okay, right now on the line joining us from sunny Barbados, we have got the West Indies Test captain, Jason Holder. Jason, how are you?
Hi guys, nice to be here. I'm great, man. Just enjoying the weather, as you said, and hoping to start back playing some cricket sometime soon.
I hear that obviously you're in lockdown over there as well, but restrictions are being lifted. The curfew is coming to an end. Did I read that in the paper?
Yeah, we've slowly but surely reopened the country. We're right now at phase 3, final phase 4, supposedly to commence on Monday. It hasn't really been business as usual. Most businesses have reopened with obviously some restrictions, but we've gotten back our freedom.
My daughter wants to know if Chefette is open.
Yeah, Chefette is open, but just no dining, just the drive-through or curbside pickup.
For those that don't know, Chefette is the Beijing equivalent of McDonald's, and very good
better,
stuff.
It's much better.
Yeah, it is.
Jason, have you guys been able to train together, or are you still training individually?
Well, we got clearance from the government only as recent as Monday, so we started training in small groups from Monday. And yeah, it's just been very, very, very dialed down, practically at the Oval behind closed doors with no one to obviously bother us. But yeah, we go in small groups of 3, 4 maximum, and everybody's really assigned to, each individual is assigned to an individual coach. So yeah, we try to just keep our distance and, get what we need to get done down at the Oval.
Looks like the wheels are in motion now for potentially the West Indies coming to England this summer. I think I've read in the newspaper here that July is sort of what they're trying to work towards. What's the mood amongst the players at the moment towards coming to England?
Look, everybody would obviously have concerns, due to the circumstances that we're all faced with. Well, we've asked a few questions and, we've gotten answers. And it's just a matter for the ECB and Cricket West Indies to come together to make sure the environment is safe. I think safety must be the first protocol, and, we've got to be assured our safety. And I think once we can feel comfortable that the environment that we're going to be open to is safe, then it becomes a lot easier to make a decision whether you want to go or stay.
Is there any timetable towards a decision being made?
I'm not sure. I think the ECB are still in contact with their government as to getting the go-ahead. Yeah, so we're just on our end sitting back and waiting, and as you say, preparing in case it actually does come off and the guys do commit to going.
Jason, do you think most of the guys will want to come, or will some still have some reservations possibly?
I think there will be reservations all around, but at the end of the day, I think once we could be assured of a safe environment, then it may ease the minds of most players. I can't sit here now and say yes, most of the guys are willing, or some of them are not, but I'm more sure that if what's presented in front of us is safe, I think it'll ease the minds of the players and may force them, or not force them, but may lead them, into making a decision to play.
I think the feeling over here is that there's a big momentum going towards getting all of cricket back in action in the UK, and particularly even down to club level, nets have started opening up, and I think there really does seem to be a lot of noise in the press, and whether it's leaks coming from various organisations about how cricket's going to resume here. So I think we're hopeful, and it looks like international cricket is top of the agenda. And you guys seem to be the ones that everyone here is talking about, so it's looking hopeful from our point of view. Yeah,
well, again, I think the ECB has done a tremendous job in trying to get government clearance. Again, it would only be granted if they can guarantee a safe environment for not only the players but everyone involved. Obviously, we all miss sport, It's been strange to see. Even I watch a bit of the golf on TV, and it's been strange to see it with no fans, and you just having a spectacle on TV now seems very strange. Yeah, you've seen the German Bundesliga restart, and other organisations are looking to get the go-ahead as well. So, I mean, as much as we do understand the circumstances, everyone is really eager to see professional sport back on television. So, I mean, if it can go ahead in a safe manner, then, I guess I'm off.
Do you think it would be easier or harder for you guys to actually play with no spectators there? Because obviously you do feed off the buzz of the crowd, don't you?
Yeah, it could be a challenge for some. I think particularly a few people really rely on the crowd atmosphere and the crowd getting behind the players, and that gives them that added energy. But again, we're still professional athletes. We've just got to make that adjustment if that's the case. I mean, I don't foresee it being this way forever, but certainly in the not too distant future, it will be the new norm. So I mean, we've just got to find ways to cope and motivate and energize ourselves. Well, just energize ourselves, really.
You are the youngest ever captain of the West Indies. That's a massive honour. You enjoying it?
Yeah, leadership has been a learning curve for me. I mean, particularly more so the off-the-field stuff than the on-the-field participation. I've had, some ups and downs as anybody would, but for me, it's built my personality and my character up in a way where, sometimes I kind of feel invincible based on the trials and tribulations I've been through. But yeah, I've enjoyed it, man. I wouldn't trade it for anything else. I enjoy leading the West Indies, even although we haven't had, outstanding results. But I think it has shown me a lot, not only about other players but myself, and I thoroughly enjoy leading.
Are there leaders that you look to try and emulate, or are you trying to cultivate your own style of leadership?
I just cultivate my own style, to be honest. I don't really look at cricket leaders per se. I would just look at leaders in general, and I think there are always common factors in leadership, and I tend not to want to pigeonhole myself inside of the cricket bubble. I try to look outside of that and see leaders in general and just try to grasp one or two things from them and put it into my own little package. I don't think there's one distinct way of leading. I guess everybody has their own leadership style, and they just try to push towards that common goal. And more often than not is always winning. Winning championships, winning trophies, winning series, and just winning in general.
How's it compared to? You must get a lot of comparisons about the great West Indies side and bringing West Indies cricket back up to that level. Is there an extra pressure on you to, when you go out to perform, to look at those guys and say, like, they were the benchmark and we need to get back there?
No, there's no other pressure on me, to be honest. I don't hear it. I've understood that time is gone. Those guys have done an outstanding job, not only for themselves, but for West Indies cricket. And credit would always go to them. But at the end of the day, we can't bring back that team. And we've just got to understand that cricket has changed. Cricket has changed so much back then till now. And, we've got to find new and creative ways to keep up with the times, and that's just our goal. That's just our focus. I try not to dwell on the peripherals, and for me, hearing that is a peripheral and extra noise. So I just try to push it out and move forward.
That's a good point. And speaking of change and how the game's progressed, the CPL is growing in the West Indies. How do you see that? Does that have an effect on finding the next Test cricketers, or do you think it's a separate thing and people can adjust to the format?
It's an interesting topic. I think particularly if you compare it to the IPL, for instance, I think IPL has done a lot for Indian cricket in general. And maybe the format itself hasn't helped them in terms of the longer format, but it has given them the exposure. They've had arguably the best cricketers come into India over the last decade, to play in a very, very big tournament, if not the biggest domestic league in the world.
Yeah, it is.
So I think that's really given them, given their players the exposure to international cricket. And then obviously they've been able to build finances around that, which have definitely helped rebuild the structure of Indian cricket and put it in a place where they can see growth and development. And I think likewise, most other territories around the world would like to emulate that, have something similar. Maybe it may not grow to that magnitude, but if you can get it to a stage where it brings in that revenue that you could basically invest in development, then to me it puts you in good stead for the future.
Would that revenue, if it came into the West Indies cricket, would it mean more West Indies players being willing to play for the West Indies? Because we've seen over the past few years guys wanting to go to tournaments rather than play Test match cricket. Would it help the board if they had the finances to help pay players some more money to play Test cricket?
I wouldn't doubt that, I don't think it's a money situation for all. To me, I just think the standard of, for instance, our first-class cricket, our list A cricket just needs to improve. But, due to the limited resources we've got in financing, we haven't been able to put certain things in place. Having said that, I just think what we've got to find some way to make work. But I think we struggle in more than one department in trying to bring it all together. And it's not a situation where I think I'm looking at excuses, but You know, for me, I just look at it or analyze it from a realistic point of view. If you look, for instance, at like the ECB, you know, they've got a lot more cash than we do, and you know, you could look at their development programs from age group cricket right up to senior cricket, and you know, there's strategic things in place for that. You know, they've got academies, they've got the counties that have the adequate facilities you would need in order to develop and harness talent. And I just think their whole system is a lot more feasible and efficient, you know, than, for instance, ours in the Caribbean. But it's two different entities completely, sorry. And I guess it's hard for us to be both similar or on the same page, but I don't think they should be too far off. But, you know, money goes a long way in having that structure.
Now, T20 cricket was invented in England, and you had a run out with Northants last year. How did you find that?
Oh, I enjoyed it, man. I really, really enjoyed it. And I was looking forward to probably having an opportunity this year again, but due to the scheduling and what's not, and even now with the situation of COVID, you know, no cricket has been able to play. But I see myself as a loyal customer, man, and I would love to definitely go back to Northants. I hold it, you know, very, very deep into my heart, and it's a place where I felt welcome. You know, I must always give credit to David Ripley, Alex Wakely, who was the captain at the time, and even Adam Rossington. You know, these are guys that I really thank for the opportunity, and for me, I enjoyed county cricket, you know, and definitely I'll be back.
Our Northants fans that are listening, that's music to their ears, I'm sure. Now, just before you go, I've been doing my research, and listeners might not know that the 98 Not Out studio is based in Brentwood in Essex, and a few years ago, there was a young man turned out for Brentwood Cricket Club, a very young guy, very unassuming, very humble, very tall. Who was that, Jason?
I'm not sure, you know. He maybe to give us a hint.
What was it like at Brentwood?
It was a good experience, to be honest. And I remember that summer I came over. I was actually on holiday, but I'm actually really close to a guy who was affiliated with a club called Graham Walker.
Oh yeah,
and Graham
Smile Travel.
Yeah, Graham was. Yeah, that's him. And yeah, Graham and I have come a very, very long way. To me, he's done a lot for the development of youth cricket in Barbados.
Yeah, the Wanderers, is it?
Yeah, that's my club as well too. So
Right.
you know, Graham is a part of our club, and I went over there on holiday one year, and it was the summer. I remember England played South Africa, and I think Hashim Amla got a triple century that summer, and I was at the Oval watching that Test match. And you know, I was over there, and Graham asked me to come up and play a game for the club. But that summer they had quite a bit of rain as well too. So every time I would turn up, there was pretty much rain. So I remember starting one game for Brentwood. I don't think I ever finished it, but you know, I still actually turned up for the club, and it was a great experience. I actually went back there. I think the last tour we were over there because we had a warm-up game in Essex in 2017. And I went back to Brentwood Club with Graham, you know, and it was fond memories, man. I think they'd still stuck up a photo of me in the clubhouse as well too. So it was good to go back there and feel a sense of home.
Fantastic.
Jason, thank you very much indeed. It's been a great pleasure having you here on 98, and hopefully we'll see you later on this summer over in England.
Let's hope, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
Okay, no problem. You take care.